Martin, and you are watching the Seminole Report. In this report, you will learn about the history, customs, and culture of the Seminoles. You will also confront the tragedy of how the Seminoles were brutally mistreated, slaughtered, and driven away from their land by the United States government. The Seminoles were originally members of the Creek and other tribes located in Georgia and Florida. Around 1710, some who eventually became Seminoles left Georgia for Florida. In fact, the name Seminole or Seminole means runaway in Muskogee, the language of Creeks and Seminoles. At first, the Seminoles lived in North Florida, and over the next century gradually settled Central Florida. Creek and Seminole societies were destroyed starting in 1814, beginning with the Civil War among Creeks, which escalated when some of them attacked white settlers. Soon, U.S. soldiers, led by Andrew Jackson, routed the Creeks and forced them onto reservations. Later, he expanded his attack to include the Seminoles, who had the bad luck to be living in land wanted by the U.S. government, but controlled by the British and Spanish. Jackson ordered his troops to destroy Seminole farms and villages, and many of them escaped to Lower Florida. Both the Americans and the Indians engaged in attacks and reprisals. Jackson was made governor of the Florida Territory and refused to sign peace treaties with the Indians. The Seminole and settlers had years of conflict before the Second and worst Seminole War in 1835. The Seminole enraged some by assisting runaway black slaves. The Second War virtually destroyed Seminole culture and led to the tribe's relocation west of the Mississippi. While the Seminole were not blameless in the conflicts, it was their land and culture that were endangered by the white settlers. Historians often include Andrew Jackson among the 10 best presidents, yet he signed the Indian Removal Act that forcibly relocated the Seminole, Cherokee, Choctaw, Creek, and Chickasaw along the Trail of Tears. Thousands of Indians died of starvation, exposure, and disease. Critics of Jackson's brutality toward the tribes have accused him of ethnic cleansing. General William Sherman, who is famous for the burning of Atlanta during the Civil War, demanded the destruction of the Seminole. General Philip Sheridan told his soldiers to let war against the Indians be total. Let it be a campaign of annihilation, obliteration, and complete destruction, Sheridan said.